Hey everyone, it's Mark with IWD Agency. And in this quick video, I'm going to show you how to do sales tax exemptions and how to configure those sales tax exemptions for particular customers or customer groups. Before I start the video, I want to remind you that if you check out our playlist on our YouTube channel, you'll see a whole bunch of other videos on how-to tutorials using Magento 2. So why might you want to do sales tax exemptions? Well, obviously certain groups, particularly certain clients, whenever they make a purchase on your website, you want to make sure that they don't have to pay taxes. It could be a legal thing. Maybe it's a school or a church. Maybe you're buying Girl Scout cookies, or maybe Girl Scouts are purchasing something. Certain groups have tax exempt status, right? Or maybe you're just a retail person trying to buy wholesale, which is pretty common. And that's the example that we're going to use here. Maybe you just want to make some purchases with no taxes because you know you're going to be taxed on the tail end of that. So how do you set up tax exempt customers in the first place? So I'm going to move myself here because on the far left, there's a thing called stores. You'll click on, let me move myself over. You go to stores and then this pops up and you'll go under taxes. You will click on tax rules. So click on tax rules and this is how we will set up our first customers, if you will. So first thing you want to do is add a new tax rule. So we want a tax exempt status on here. So on the far right, up in the top, the button you type in or you add or click add new tax rule. So we're going to just call this tax exempt test. The tax rate we will call create a new tax rate. So we'll just call it tax exempt rate. Test rate. How about that? Tax exempt test. We'll do. And you'll add that to your group of things that you have, right? Okay, so we will save that on the top right, tax exempt test, and we will tax identify some things. So we'll call this tax exempt test. If you click on zip or post in range, this will give you the ability to apply it to a particular area, particular zip code range. Let's not click that. Instead, we will opt with the asterisk because that will be any area in any state. The asterisk is there as well. You could specify, but we'll keep it at all of them inside the United States, and the rate percentage will be 0 because no taxes. And on the far right, you will go to save. And this will add tax exempt test. And there it is actually right there, tax exempt test. Didn't find it. Now we could find it if we were to search for that. Okay, make sure it's highlighted, make sure it's selected, and you will go down to additional settings and you will click on customer tax class. In this case, we'll go to tax exempt. And of course, you need to select some particular item that you have. So we will do taxable goods. That's the one that we're going to focus on. The priority can stay at 0. The sort order can stay at 0. And we are good to go on that. So on the far right at the top, you will click save. Pretty simple so far, just clicking and specifying which group this might actually be. So all of a sudden, we now have a new rule, and that is we have tax exempt on certain taxable goods for certain people. Now, we don't know who this is applied to yet. That's why we have to assign it to a specific customer group. So that's actually pretty simple as well. On the far left, you will go to customers, the little person, find customers, and you will go to customer groups, which is, for me, the fourth option. So click on customer groups. And now we have to decide to whom or for whom this particular rule should apply. Again, I think we're going to just kind of default for people who are retailers, maybe trying to go for wholesale. So we will call wholesale. That's what we're going to click on, wholesale. So we'll go to select on the far right, and we will click edit. And we want to just be sure that this tax class, that anybody who's trying to buy wholesale, they could have retail customer, but in our case, we're going to say we want to make sure it's set to tax exempt, which makes sense. And we will save that customer. Save it. You want all wholesale purchases to be tax exempt. And the last thing you're going to want to do for this is to assign customers to that particular group. Again, kind of simple. So go back to customers and you have options. All customers, now online, segments. We're going to click on all customers. So in your website or in your particular Magento, you would have a whole bunch of customers to whom these things would apply, or particular groups this might apply. And so you would just have to pull up to see who that would apply to. And you could easily click on that particular person. If it's this person, you would apply it to that person. If not, then you would just find what you need to do and find the wholesale people. You could search for wholesale here. If we just type in wholesale, we'll search for nothing right now because we don't have a tag to it, but you can search for particular customers if you needed to do it. It's as simple as that. Pretty simple. Apply the rule. You have to know your tax rules in your area. Again, if you're specifically only selling to somewhere in your state or even in a different country, you have to be super familiar with those. But that's a quick how-to video away that we're going to provide for you at a later time. So in the meantime, if you have any questions for us, drop those in the comments. If you liked this video, if it was helpful, please give us a like, give us a thumbs up, and subscribe to our channel. Until then, happy advertising, everybody.